Message from your future self. All right, this particular message is going to be a warning call, okay? What you need to avoid at all costs. Your future self is going to be coming in, giving you a warning message, okay? So, like always, with the pick a pile style for you, Taurus, I'm going to create 3 piles that you can choose from, and we'll look specifically into each pile to see what bad karma, bad luck, okay, situation is your future self trying to warn you about long before you get into this situation, okay? It could be a person, place, or thing. So only take what resonates, you guys, and leave the rest. If you watch this on replay, drop a rewind emoji in the comment section. Also, if you guys happen to pick your pile, I haven't really been able to keep up with the timestamps. I'm working on it. So if you do pick a pile and you know the timestamp and you don't mind dropping it in the comment section for somebody else, I would really appreciate it so I can pin it in the comments. It's not mandatory, but if I do see it, I will pin it. Okay. It'll help me out. At least I can get the get it really quick, y'all. Okay. So let me just fix the deck and then we're gonna see what exactly does your future self want to warn you about. It says avoid this at all costs. And we're gonna see what this is. All night long. How y'all day going? Like what y'all been up to? What y'all been doing? Okay, it's a lot of cards. What's up? The world we shall have life and have it more, I think, abundantly. Welcome to your first live. I'm pooping right now. Well, I hope you get all of it out. We wouldn't want you to be shitty. What's up, Tam? Get it all out, baby. Hey, real deal. Let's get it over some more. All right, so let's go ahead and select the piles. Okay, so for pile 1, what is your future self advising you to avoid at all costs? For pile 1, what is your future self advising you to avoid at all costs? Huh. I'm hearing something to do with your money, mishandling your money. That's what I'm hearing. Pile 1. All right, what is your future self advising pile 1 to avoid at all costs? All right, so we have illness. Okay. So we have disease, weakness, and we have fragility. Okay. Bottom of the deck, pile 1, we have desire. So we have worth. Okay, I gotta say what I see. Like having a person that you really want, having something that you really want. For those of you where this is a physical item, this means that you have to like work a lot of hours to afford a car note that is out of your budget, or you work 2 or 3 jobs to have a house that is super extravagant, but it is not necessary. So for those of you where it's an object, your future self is definitely saying that it stresses you out trying to keep up with this. It's something that eventually weighs on your health, wanes on your health, and over time your immune system is affected by trying to upkeep a particular lifestyle or financial obligation. This could also be Definitely just not having it, just like killing yourself slowly to have something that is just way out of budget. If it's an object. Now, for those of you where this is a person and you desire a person really bad, but they don't even really make time for you, they don't even really treat you as good as they do their car. This may be someone that they treat their car better than they treat you. They treat their gadgets or gadgets better than they treat you. They treat their job better than they treat you. There's something about you sticking around someone or trying to remain loyal to someone that would never put you on the same pedestal as they do something else that they love more than you. It affects you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and in the long term, you may find yourself stuck with, this could be a child, okay? You may get a karmic child out of a situation, and you may find yourself being stuck with the responsibility of a child with, you know, illnesses and things like that. It's definitely something that can happen. Not to put that out there, but your future self is saying that if the shoe was on the other foot, you dealing with someone that would never really be there if something happened to you. They would never really show up at the hospital. If you got sick, you'll be sitting at that hospital by yourself, and they'll be trying to find something new. If if your private parts stop working and you couldn't perform the duties of the reason why this person got with you, they will replace you with somebody else. Okay. Now, for those of you that haven't quite come across somebody that you may feel like, oh, wow, this is like, I'm finally getting me a Maserati of a person, I'm finally getting the SUV Tesla of a person. And you may be aware that that person they got some mental issues, they not as rap tight, but let's say they have the finances or they have the money. Long term, this person, it will wear and tear on your body, your mental, your spiritual. You may find yourself catching colds unexpectedly, not really feeling why, not knowing why you are. I am seeing possibly catching some type of, you know, sexually transmitted disease from engaging with somebody as well. On the extreme case scenario, your future self, there is someone's future self that's saying that you mess with this, you touch this person, something about them is not right. They don't really have something about them, either it's mental, spiritual, or physically. They either physically got something that they could contract and give to you, but something about them they look the part, but underneath it, that you gotta maybe getting sold a lemon. You know what I'm saying? A real lemon. So your future self is saying, be aware, pile one, of trying to, fix people up if you know that they have issues. Be aware of trying to hold on to objects that are long overdue. That if you start tensing up in the shoulders when you get the bill for that house or the bill for that car in the mail, and you start to feel like, oh my God, I got like this whole car note is like a house note. It's a mortgage at this point, or this house is like the price of. There's nothing wrong with downsizing at all. You feel me? And that's pretty much what it's saying. That there's nothing wrong with getting something of that doesn't cost as much than to stick it out in this situation or try to wait around for this if it's making you feel ill, or it leaves you to feel like you don't know if you can take this anymore, you don't know if you can do this or whatever. So let's see. Messages from Pile One's future self. If you are considering going to get some type of surgery or spiritual work done to get someone back, okay, your future self is, you may get, so the only thing you may get out of a situation is the mixing of X and Y chromosomes, and this person would be nothing more than a I said sperm, a sperm donor. Okay, so your future self, pile one, is for some of y'all is telling you to be aware of wanting someone back so bad to the point where you're left with carrying the bag, you're left with the child, and it'll be like a spiritual lesson to learn about not moving on and moving away from, wanting something so bad to the detriment of yourself. And it's that type of situation where it's like you would need to call on God. This is the type of situation that will force you to call on God for mercy and for help, because I do feel as if it's something about this life, something about it wouldn't feel normal. You would feel like, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to have this type of situation. It's not fair. All I wanted was love. All I wanted was what I deserve. Why am I experiencing this? And I feel like from the Queen of Wands perspective, even if for those of y'all where y'all take on another person's karma by way of like getting that, like, I got the person, I got the guy, I got the girl, like taking something from somebody else, and they have their own karma that they've accumulated with a third party energy, it becomes your karma. And that person will pretty much just leave you with their spiritual illness, their karma, and then they'll be off riding the sun. Because technically, this person has told you, there's something about, if it's a person, they have told you, like, I don't want to settle down right now. I don't want a commitment. I'm still, I'm just trying to enjoy my life right now. If anybody has ever told you, like, I don't want to settle down right now, I don't want a commitment, believe them. Believe them, because according to the spiritual laws of how they made you aware of what it is that they do and don't want, if you wanted to believe that that person just doesn't know that you are meant for them yet, or that person just needs time to figure out what they want, you're a part of the problem. You would become a part of the problem of that person's the lack of spiritual development. Because if you weren't giving that person a way out of their own life lessons, they would be forced to do their job. They would be forced to learn how to be responsible and learn how to grow up and how to commit to something, versus constantly walking away from situations and avoiding responsibilities that they create, especially for any of you that are dealing with third party situations. This person will get away again with having to be held accountable for their actions, because they were able to attract another person that ignores this person's what they come out of their mouth, and try to look for things that gives them validation or proof that the other person is at least trying to work on having a commitment. If this person says, I struggle with cheating, I have a problem, I don't know how to settle down, believe them. Sticking around trying to wait for them to recognize your worth would be equivalent to you releasing them from their lesson and you taking on their lesson, and they take your blessing. Ain't that cruel, But that's just how it's set up. It's like either they're going to be wiser, right? Or you're going to be left holding the bag. They're going to tell you to wait right here. I'll be right back. And you're going to be like, yes, I want to be famous. I want to be a good spouse. I want to be a good person. I want to show them that I'm the one. I want to be a pick me. And then this person gonna pick somebody else because they already took your blessing. Because now you have to learn the lesson that they refuse to learn. And this is how you have a person that have multiple baby mamas or multiple baby daddies, and they never learn, they never grow up, and they do this over and over and over again. The cycle repeats itself. And it's because when opportunities for this person to learn their lesson comes about, people over empathize with their supposed issues, mommy issues, daddy issues, and what they're struggling with, and they suckle them and they enable them. And excuse me, I get it. This ain't what everybody want to hear, but for power one, that's what's coming through very strongly for you. Okay, and sip some water. All right, so let's see if power one takes the advice from their future self in regards to this person. What will be their blessing for them moving on and leaving this person alone and accepting that this person needs to heal? They're not their problem. And they, forgive this person and just take the L. Whatever they have invested in this person, if they just say, you know what, if this person gave me something, I forgive them, I'm moving on with my life. If power one says, okay, I gotta let this car, this house go. It ain't helping my mental health. It ain't working on me. I'm overworked. I'm overtired. Whatever. If they let those things go to put the oxygen mask on their self. Hold on. Let me get some water. That's amazing. Normally I take a bottle of water with me, but not today. So let's see. Power one. What would be the blessing? Okay. What would be the blessing? We have lion. It says, harness the loyal and protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently. You move on with your life. And you won't be stuck. Yep, you avoid a karmic cycle. Another one for some of y'all. Excuse me. So that's what I have for you, Power One. We're gonna clear the energy because, honey, it is it is heavy over here. Thank you, Spirit. Return all the energy back to where they reside so they can learn their lessons and make their choices. Because free will is definitely out here. All right. How to. Hi, Monique. Hi, Tam. What's up, real deal? All right, so Pal 2, we're going to take a look to see what you need to avoid at all costs, what your future self says you need to avoid. Hi, Too Short. What your future self says you need to avoid at all costs. Pal 2, I'm hearing something about like dairy, gluten free, something to do with like food, certain things that may unexpectedly send you to the bathroom, okay? Or it has like some type of unexpected where you be up all night with upset stomach. This could be like gallbladder. It feels like something to do with for a lot majority of POW too. It's giving me health. Okay? Things that upset your health, whether that be physical, mental, or spiritual. Okay? Avoid at all costs. Huh. Avoid trying to figure out where the source of a lie comes from, where the source of shit comes from. Where it comes from doesn't necessarily matter. Try to avoid looking too deeply into situations, trying to get up the rabbit hole or go too deep into a rabbit hole. All right. When you actually get the truth, when you find out the truth, trust that your soul knows it, okay? And this would help avoid self-doubt or trying to find physical proof. Okay, there's something about try to avoid at all costs needing physical proof of someone else's deception, of someone else's lies, of trying to figure out who someone is. Because it may be like luring you, like trying to lure you to a point because you just can't help but to know it all, you know? And then next you know, you get trapped in a situation. Yep, especially for like those of you that are entrepreneurs, content creators, avoid the rabbit hole of situations so you don't try to get yourself hurt. Even if it's like your own family, your own lovers, your own kids, believe it the first time. That's what your future self is saying. Avoid at all costs trying to prove to yourself that someone is not who they say they are. Okay? Excuse me. Sheesh. There's a situation. Okay, so avoid like when you know a person is a liar, but life circumstances sometimes can make you want to believe what they say out of their mouth, but you know them so well to the point where history, time and time again, their actions have shown you that they're not trustworthy, right? But you have found yourself in a situation where more than once is what they're saying, where you've had to rely off of like having some place to stay or needing someone. You'll have to work together because it's easier when you work together, but you know that you're striking a deal with someone that over time, like clockwork, is good for like 3 months, and maybe by the 6th month this person's showing their ass again. They're doing the same pattern, and even though you knew that they were going to do this, you wanted to believe that they wouldn't. And the truth of the matter is, everything has an expiration date, including these people that are in your life. They even have an expiration date. You ever go to someone's house and you feel like you can kind of sense that you're outstaying your welcome? You can tell, even if you were to ask them, hey, am I outstaying? Am I welcome? They're going to tell you no. They're going to say, no, you're not. You're fine. But truthfully, they really don't want you there. So avoid needing to see the physical evidence or have them tell you to your face. They don't need to tell you to your face. That's just the universe letting you know on a soul level that, hey, you know what time it is. It may have been good in the beginning, but it ain't good no more. And it's time to go ahead and take that L, take that loss. It's not really a loss. It's time to say goodbye. And even if they say, oh, no, you don't have to. It's like, I appreciate you extending yourself, but it's not something that I wanted to do long term. So just avoid at all costs trying to lie to yourself or trying to flip the script and see something for what it's not. It's very clear cut for you guys, which tells me, Pouts, too, that you guys are not knee deep in repetitive cycles, but you do struggle with believing some shit the first time, and by the third time or the second time, you got it, you get it, but it's not always going to be rainbows and lollipops, and sometimes always knowing when someone is lying to you can be exhausting, right? Sometimes it is nice to be finessed a little bit. It could be a familiar thing where it's like, damn, like even when they try to lie to you, they can't lie to you. I feel like y'all have that type of intuition where it's just it's difficult to lie to you. It's difficult to wear a false mask inside it around you, and you need to start seeing that as your superpower and not as bad luck or a curse. It's not a curse. How many people would want to be able to see the truth? A lot of people really cannot see the truth. And they do need someone to tell them when someone is playing them. And they do need someone to tell them when they need to change. But you don't have that problem. Pile 2 is what they're saying. Your future self is saying you are really free. Sometimes, this is your future self saying, avoid trying to lie to yourself because you want to be in a relationship or because you want to do the right thing or because you want to just believe that these people, places, or things are just going to one day change miraculously. You want to believe that so much. It's like your belief outweighs the truth, and the truth has no discrimination. So why argue with it? That's kind of what your it's like you against you. So that would mean that you would be trying to expect better from other people. And your future self is saying when you stop trying to expect other people to do something more than they're just naturally designed to do, is their origin. They're designed to do bad things. They're designed to say the wrong things. But here you are trying to say, I believe that if I stick around or if I continue to tell them that it's wrong, then they'll catch on, right? So that's you taking on all the responsibility of the universe and saying that I, off of myself alone, can tell these people where they're wrong on a regular basis and then help them save themselves. And that's that savior complex. You need to avoid this at all costs, pal, too. Because just like the universe took the rose-colored glasses off of you and reminded you of who you were, you don't have to take on the burden of the universe and that responsibility. If you have the gift of clairvoyance and the gift to see, then just see it for what it is. But just because angels see fucked up shit that happens every day, angels are still waiting on the universe or the Most High to give them instructions and orders. And when they're not told to do certain things, they're not sitting there trying to say, no, I want to go down there and do it anyway. I want to go down there and be Captain Save a Ho or Mose. Okay. Y'all are earth angels. So while y'all are down here, y'all are at the phase on your earth angel journey where you've awakened. You are aware that you are an earth angel. You want to be accepted, and you also want to help other people ascend with you. But the way that it's designed, you have to ascend first as an earth angel. So if you don't ascend first and you don't move away from these people, places or things, they will never change. They will only, you would become their enabler. And that's where you would experience a karmic lesson with them or a karmic experience with them, or they might attack you. And sometimes you guys are the ones where they may have a fit of rage and take you out. You know, they may try to kill you, they may try to off you, they may try to do something strange because you trigger something inside of them that makes them want to resist you, makes them want to like shut you up, like stop talking, stop telling me this, stop, don't, you're because it's uncomfortable. You know how uncomfortable it is for someone to say, hey, you don't have to be free, you don't have to be in poverty, you don't have to be in this position, you can change your life. And then for someone that's on another dimensional level, they may feel like it's impossible for them to change their life, and you have no right to tell them that they can do that. And so they will attack you. You feel me? They would attack you. And so your future self is saying, avoid at all costs trying to be a savior. If you truly love someone and you love people and you love the people that you are helping, they will change the moment that you ascend and you set yourself free and you go to another dimension. Something happens biologically, spiritually, that just the idea of knowing that they can't go with you makes them want to work on themselves. And that's just it, you know, and it's very simple. So let's see. I mean, yours was very, yeah, you are the perspective shift. You are the paradigm shifter. You are what you are. You where people aspire to go. You feel me? Y'all are where people aspire to go. They want to go to another dimension. They want to go to another paradigm. But until you leave, they don't want to leave. They'll stay right where they are. All right, so for POW 2, if they move on and they allow themselves to ascend and constantly shed that skin and leave people behind and trusting in the divine, what would be their blessing that they receive? We have patience in reverse. Well, everything that you ask the universe for, it wouldn't take so long for it to come. The divine wouldn't have to constantly say, wait on divine timing all the time, you know. You wouldn't constantly be told to be patient on a regular basis. The reason why the universe tells POW 2 to be patient is because you guys are still sticking it out with people. You guys are still trying to wait for people to not reveal their true self, because you've already been told time and time again that you can't trust that person, but waiting for them to come around and change for you. They're not going to. So avoid trying to force yourself to believe that at all costs. They will change, but it's long after they lost you though. And so your blessing is you accelerate at a rapid rate. You know what I'm saying? You just do. You persevere over the lesson, you get in and you get out. And that's why earth angels come here, is to have a human experience, to learn, to get in and get out. Okay? Yeah. That's a blessing. Okay, so let's see the manifestation of this blessing. For POW 2, the manifestation is blessing for POW 2. So we have the mask in reverse again. Okay, so we have the divine feminine at the bottom of the deck, right? So pretty much it would keep you in your divine. Yeah, you would be upright. Divine feminine in reverse with mask in reverse. It's like the divine feminine is being delayed. The more that they it separates the divine feminine from the facade. So those that are pretending to be divine feminine, when you are a true divine feminine energy and you have no problem leaving people behind, that is a testament to you being truly who you say you are. If you observe nature and you see a duck, a mother duck is going to walk ahead of the pack, right? And the baby ducks will follow. They will follow everywhere she walked. They will follow, and that's kind of the energy here with patience in reverse. When the manifestation of your hard work and your efforts renders you the results that you're meant to have, those results come by as a blessing for you getting out of situations, for you not self-deceiving yourself. It makes it harder for the the false feminines trying to portray themselves as you, from being able to disguise themselves as you for so long, right? Because they won't be able to be on your level. They won't be able to ascend at this rapid rate. So it separates the weak from the strong. It separates the true from the false. And that's why your decision to listen to your intuition, get the perspective you came to get, and get out of there is so important. Set yourself free. Cause y'all create the lane for people to follow in with the Eight of Swords in reverse. So when people ask you, "Damn, how did you get that lifestyle? Or how did you attract that reality?" Well, I addressed this limited belief system that I had. I stopped betraying myself. I broke generational curses. I did X, Y, and Z, and that's only a divine feminine can do things like that. And so the manifestation of it happening for you reveals the false, it exposes the false divine feminine, the imbalanced feminine trying to portray themselves as you, counterfeit. You right? You expose these energies as counterfeit. Finally. So that's what I have for you, Pal 2. All right, let's clear the energy for Pal 2. Thank you, Zach, for the super chat. Hi, Atala. Hi, Sela. All right, so we're going to move on to Pal 3. All right, Pal 3. What do you need to avoid at all costs, Pal 3? What is your future self encouraging you to avoid at all costs? Do you do Aries by chance? Just curious. If I do, it's usually on TikTok. When I do, it's on TikTok. So my TikTok is Talk Tequila. It should be listed in the description box. All my social handles. There are some all signs already uploaded on my other YouTube channel. So whatever I post on TikTok, I upload on my YouTube channel. Hi, Carissa. Hi, Joy. What's up, Lalo? Yeah. Thank you, Zach. McFly be over there on. I haven't been on TikTok in a minute. It's been about a couple of weeks. I ain't even gonna hold you. I can't wait till your candle. It's up. I put it on my website. So talktequila.com, under shops, you should be able to find the candle along with all the personal reading options. Awesome. You're going to love it. They are individually made to order, so each candle comes with its own personal distance Reiki session. He was looking for me in the daytime with a flashlight. I had messaged you on TikTok. I don't know what happened. I had followed you, so I think I could only message you if I was following you, so I followed you. Love your candle ad, TT. You sounding so good. Thank you. Oh, I had fun making it. I had to whip something up real quick. Um, Thanks, you guys. But McFly, definitely like hit me up, cause like if you're there, I'll come on. Like if you're in the chat already, I'll come on. Cause sometimes, you know, it can be a little boring not having anyone to talk to, you know? And TikTok be having a lot of weirdos on there too. So y'all know how that shit go. Alright, so for pile 3, what does your future self want you to avoid at all costs? Alright. For pile 3, we have origin in reverse and calm in reverse. Ooh. Avoid at all costs. Pile 3, going back to anything that is familiar. Trying to initiate old conversations, retrograde, you know. Avoid people, places, or things that makes you feel like you are descending from your high vibrational status. Okay? So, there's also avoid giving your sources. So if you have like your sources, I don't know, I'm seeing, let's say you do hair wigs, right? And you have vendors, and those vendors is like you have special prices, special things like that. Keep those things to yourself, okay? Because I do feel like your there is something about your trying to deplete you, trying to get you off. I feel like I'm tapped into someone that is very tapped in. When you feel good, when you're at peace, everything goes smoothly for you, which means you're either an entrepreneur, a co-creator. You co-create with the universe, that's for sure. So in order for you to remain in the vortex, you have to avoid at all costs anything that depletes you or tries to get you to trigger an old version of yourself that you've already ascended from. You've already ascended from that level of consciousness. You've already worked on that part of yourself. You do not have to hold space for people that are on your level. You're just in a new tax bracket. You're in a new realm. You're in a new dimension. And it's okay to be in that dimension. You don't have to address every single troll. You don't have to address every single foe. They're there as a necessary reminder of the level of excellence and just, you know, just that you have arrived. They are there as confirmations that you have arrived, honey. Nothing more, nothing less. All right. So avoid at all costs trying to fit in with people that can't even afford to get in. You know what I'm saying? They can't even afford to get in. They can't even afford to sit at the table with you at all. And that's okay. That's it. That's all. I keep hearing that. That's it. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. So definitely your future self is saying that this was one of the things, once you started to apply this into your life, things started to move quickly for you. Okay. And you had to apply this to open up some type of wealth vault, some type of spiritual wealth vault that you possess. Because the last thing you need is anything disrupting your sleep. Okay. Beauty's rest, you being able to rest. There's something about you making money in your sleep, you being in that type of frequency. That's what you're supposed to be. That's what you are. So they're saying along the way, it may be lonely at times, or, when they say that city is lonely at the top, it's not lonely for you. I just feel like at times you may tend to like want to go down and kind of like be in the crowd, observe with the crowd, connect with those people. And all of that is cool and dandy, you know. But if you come back out spiritually depleted, it's time to move on. Like, it's time to stop going to those clubs. It's time to stop, hanging out with those groups. Like, you just can't go to certain places anymore, certain hoods, certain communities. You just can't be around certain people that ain't on your level. You'll be trying to constantly explain to them how they need to have inner peace, and how they need to work on this and that. And then out of all of that, what did you get from it? You may walk away feeling like they listened to you and they were like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. And they will never apply anything that they put themselves to. So unless you're getting paid for your time, even oh shit, pile 3. Y'all could be paid performers. I'm seeing your future self. Like, once upon a time, you used to do like free interviews, or you used to do like free sit downs and tell them all about your story, how you did everything, but you're not getting paid. You weren't getting paid. You weren't getting paid royalties or residuals for the lot of the things that you invested in. And I feel like you just did it because you wanted to do it. But I feel like a lot of them took the information that you gave and tried to like spin it, And so your future self was like, I see the game that they're playing here. I can see what's happening here. Yeah. Something about, okay, you're welcome. When you, almost there, yeah. Yeah, you could be online influencers, pile 3. It's something about your origin. The people from your hometown, the people from your old neighborhoods, like people you used to know, they're not gonna like you. You have like no friends, pile 3. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, because I feel like you've always been this type of special child anyway. But I do sense that you really are this sensitive, artistic, jovial type of energy. You're very innocent. But, you're like Nemo in a sea full of sharks. And Nemo here needs Dory. That's how I feel. Just keep swimming. Like, I feel like you're gonna meet a Dory, so you need to avoid at all costs trying to get back with an ex, or trying to get back to past connections, trying to reconcile with family, you know, trying to let the people that raised you dictate to you what you should do, trying to give you that moral, ethical code conversation, and it just don't sit right with your spirit, especially if it's like a father or a mother. They live their life. They've had their opportunity to do what they wanted to do. So why wouldn't they want you to expand? They wouldn't want you to grow. So there's some questions here. So your future self is saying, avoid at all costs trying to give people a pass to tell you how to live your life because they raised you, or because y'all grew up in the same cities, or you guys, you just really value what comes out of their mouth or what they say, because at the end of the day, this is your life, You love your earthly parents and your earthly family, but this is your life. So, what exactly does pile 3 need to avoid at all costs? So avoid give y'all are my pushover piles. I really just feel like y'all are the pile where it's like you just like, you know what? You win. You win. Like you tend to do this when you feel too much opposition and you feel too restricted. It's like you surrender. Right? But I feel like you surrender with the intent to still do what it is that you want to do. This is what I call a silent rebellion, you know? So you'll give in, but you'll go back and you'll just stop talking. You will, yeah, you'll just like stop talking, or you'll just like retreat to a way where you just be silent. So in your mind, you are still being who you are. In your mind, um you're still dating who you want to date, living how you want to live. But to the outside world, in real life, you've surrendered to someone that wasn't in agreement or didn't agree with how you wanted to do things, because it was outside of your religion, outside of your beliefs, outside of your cultures. I don't know. It's different for everybody. And so avoid doing that at all costs, because they will eventually reconcile. Those people that have differences, or if they feel indifferent about your decision, they will eventually get over the fact that you don't choose to surrender and you don't choose to let them have their way. They may be mad for a little bit, but they'll eventually see that you do deserve to do what makes you happy. You do deserve to live how you want to live, exist how you want to exist, be with who the hell you want to be with. I don't know. You're not that kid anymore. You're not that child anymore. So this has a lot to do with you remembering who you are. So be aware of forgetting your true origin. Yes, you may come from Jamaica, Haiti, America, UK. You may come from all these different lands, and you may come from all these different roots. But even greater than that, you're a soul. You're an evolved soul. You have a higher origin, and don't let the matrix trick you out of your spot, you know? That's pretty much what, don't be sleep. Don't put yourself to sleep when you know that you're a giant out here. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. Don't do it, honey. Let's see. Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this is like, I'm gonna just wait until the right time. I'm gonna wait until it's the right time to do it. So where I have less opposition and less people that are working against me and less people trying to compete with me. You know, there's this energy of sometimes the biggest plot that's ever played against a person strategically can get you to sit on your own desires. That in itself makes you wither away. In time, you age, you grow, but you know, you ain't gonna have no one to be mad at in the future when you're all by yourself, never having lived your life, never having did anything because you were trying to do the right thing, because you were trying to uphold some type of upbringing. So let's see. For others of you, there's like you're on the opposite side of the extreme, you know, where you don't connect at all with your family, you don't connect at all with your origin, to the point where you're so far in the air that you're not grounded. Okay? So be aware of not having a healthy balance between the 3D and the 5D. Having a healthy balance is going to help you it's like help you see things for what they are. All right? Help you kind of, cuz I feel like this is this energy where you're not grounded at the time in which you need to hear a message or at the time in which you need to get some information. Like, you may watch the sky all the time, you know, you may invest a lot in readings, invest a lot in knowing what to expect, but some messages have to come from within. And if you're too far, if you're trying to avoid every pitfall, the experiences that you get from a grounded perspective, from directly from mother nature directly, from your roots directly, you may never receive them because you're like, oh, you know, I prefer you may be the type of person that you prefer high rise, sky rise, you prefer being high in the air, but like being on the ground or being down there with in the simulation, in the matrix itself is like, no. I don't even want to play these games. So avoid at all costs trying to utilize the spiritual realm to avoid life experiences. It's a part of the lesson, it's a part of the process. You can't be so extreme that you only want to experience peace that you never allow yourself to go through chaos, you know? There's some wisdom that comes from it. And the wisdom is the defense. And without that wisdom, you lack discernment on a real evolved front. And so your spirit guides is pretty much saying that oftentimes they let you figure this shit out by yourself because you're going to do it your way regardless or something like that. So avoid at all costs trying to be a know-it-all or wanting to know it all so you can always make the right decision. Sometimes you got to be comfortable with making some bad decisions. Because if you're too squeaky clean, then you're just a machine. And nobody likes a robot. You know what I'm saying? Autobots. Like, nobody likes a robot. You feel me? Sometimes you gotta break the rules. And then other times, you gotta, you gotta descend to ascend. It's a rite of passage. So try to avoid at all costs skipping levels and skipping steps to try to get somewhere quickly because you're bored, you know. Don't cheat the system or the game is what I'm seeing here. That's what your future self is saying. You'll thank your future self later. So let's see what blessing, if you decide to take the advice of your future self, what blessing comes from it. Yeah, this is also in regards to relationship. Sometimes you got to allow yourself to get to know someone one-on-one, not always relying on readings to find out everything about that person so you don't have to participate in the game of love. You know, you need to give yourself permission to properly get to know people, where they come from. All right? Engulf yourself in their cultures and their perspectives and allow yourself to be a human. Okay, all my power threes. Avoid at all costs being a detached human. Detached from the world, detached from the earth. And you want, you trying to get all the answers so you can just get out of this planet. Yes. Okay, so because you're bored. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to know everything. Not everything. Okay. This is saying sometimes you gotta dig a little deeper. Gotta go get dirty a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never hurt to walk the long way home. Cause you trying to walk the short way home. Short way all the time. It's the team. I don't want to do nothing else, but get there quickly. I'm sorry. What's the blessing for Power 3? Okay, a romantic or business opportunity is indicated. So, if you are someone that is afraid of commitment, or you're afraid of like the next phase of any relationship, from like moving from friends to romantic, or romantic into proposal, and proposals into marriage. If you really, you know, don't really like the game that goes with the whole getting to know people and the expectation of the dating and stuff like that, you would be pleasantly surprised that if you allowed yourself to just organically go with the experience and throw away the rule book, right? And just let yourself feel, like, be genuine about how you feel. Let yourself feel those experiences rather than being closed off and just saying you're fed up. Get to know a person, genuinely water the grass underneath you, because if you don't practice watering the grass underneath you, it's always going to appear greener somewhere else. So if you are someone that struggles with the transitions of the phases of relationship and all the expectations that come along with it, a blessing that's going to come from you letting go of how you normally go about dating or interacting with people, and secluding yourself or trying to know it all so you can avoid certain pitfalls, you're going to be pleasantly surprised that the need for titles, or the need to put an exclamation point on what you are, won't even be required. It won't even be something that's necessary, because that's how genuine it is. That's how real it is. So avoid believing that you're going to mess up just like your forefathers or your foremothers, or that you're not capable of having your own peace and maintaining your own sanity and feeling as if you're imbalanced because you're involved with someone else. There's something about, you're good at this journey when it's just you, right? But when it involves another person, or the idea of a union, it's like all logic goes out, or like it's like the only thing that you can't control, you can't predict, because it's another person's free will involved, right? And so the pace of how things go, you can't control it. The how slow something go, you can't control it. Knowing what that person's going to say next, you can't see it. And so the reason why spirit has been restricting you, Pal 3, from seeing and knowing so much is so you can get the genuine human experience from it, so you can feel again. See, you want to have the spiritual love without the ups and downs of what comes with the journey. You will hurt each other's feelings. You will ask each other for forgiveness. You will find yourself saying sorry. You will find yourself communicating and working things out, right? And you're just going to have to intuitively journey your way through it, just like you do your entire your whole lifetime. All right, love doesn't have to be a battlefield. And so it's like, throw away the rule book, throw out the expectations, go with the flow. And if you are unable to go with the flow, you may need to explore a past relationship. Where does it stem from, right? But avoid trying to believe that you gotta get back with that past person in order for you to feel better. No, that is not what that means. You know, you're not damaged goods, Pile 3. Your future self is saying, stop the cap, okay? Like, stop it. What's the manifestation of this blessing for Pile 3? What's the manifestation of this blessing for Pile 3? We have yin and yang, balance in reverse. Huh. Ooh, Pile 3. Love is all the way you look at me. Oh, is something something. Is everywhere. I'm tapped into someone that has been on a spiritual journey, and they are on this journey with the intention to get it right. Which means there's a lot of fixation on having the perfect match, the perfect person, the one, you know, all these different things. So for those of you where you want that, not getting that is supposed to make you emotionally imbalanced. It's supposed to make you feel off because you're avoiding the experience that you're supposed to get from going through the ups and downs in relationships. So not getting the proposal, not moving on to the next level of the relationship, it will fucking make you feel like I can't do this anymore. Like this is just, it's not healthy. It's something that makes me feel off. So avoid not seeing that it is you that is the source of the problem. It is you. Remember where it comes from. It comes from something that you either weren't able to get before. Let's say back in the day when you were younger, you wanted to date somebody and you weren't able to get that person. That person didn't choose you, whatever. Something happened at your core. And so you have to give up, right? So you gave up on love. You gave up on feeling like you were ever going to be able to find love again, or you were ever going to be able to find something that to compare it to, you know? And this person could be deceased, right? Let's say you were with someone and you felt like you married the person, or you met someone that was the love of your life and they passed away. No one would ever be able to really compare to that person that you lost. And it doesn't have to be a romantic lover, but it can be someone that really meant a lot to you, and it could put you in a funk where it's hard to get over it. And so because you can't take pain anymore, or the idea of losing someone that you love can be so painful, it can make you obsessively look for red flags in people as a way to give you a validation that you're not supposed to be with that person because they, you fell in love and then they get archived. There's a deeper rooted issue here. So avoid not confronting those roots of where it comes from. That's what they're saying. So for those of you, like I said, your manifestation is going to be not being able, like, why, the more you find yourself asking yourself this question, like, why can't I find someone that I love? Why can't I be with somebody where we just get each other? Or why can't we ever move to the next level of commitment? Why is it so hard for me to do X, Y, Z? Those questions are coming up because the universe is making you look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself why. Why? Why, Pal 3? Because only you have the keys and only you have the answers to that why. And once you accept that it's you that has the problem in this area, whatever area it is, then you can start exploring how you can resolve it, how you can heal it, how you can work on it, and so forth. And in a lot of ways, it's accepting that you cannot change the past, and it was not meant to go any other way, and it did not happen in a way that it wasn't supposed to happen. It was meant to happen that way. And when you can accept that, you can genuinely let it go and you can genuinely forgive. But in order to get you to even see this about yourself, the universe has to trigger you. Your future self, your higher self, has to make you feel imbalanced so you can rebalance yourself, right? It's like they have to push you. It's a healthy nudge in the right direction. And And for those of you where you're on the extreme of, I'm not ready for commitment, commitment never works for me, people end up leaving me, I don't want to ever have to deal with that emotion, you know, you're going to ask yourself questions. What's wrong with me? Why am I why am I struggling with committing? Why do I resist marriage? Why do I resist union? What's wrong with me? And the more you ask yourself those questions, the universe is trying to get you to look at the man or woman in the mirror, because it's meant to make you feel the imbalance when you see the other person living their life with someone else and they're happy. When you see other people being able to do it, it's meant to just invoke ask yourself these critical questions. Go back to the root. So avoid at all costs trying to avoid the origin, where it started, where it all began. The rooted to the tutor. Because for y'all avoid, y'all are my y'all will focus on abundance and money to avoid this healing chaos. You'll go, nope, I'm going another way, right? You may also avoid certain kind of people that are like red flags to you, people that are, people that are show offy and stuff like that. So you have it just creates pessimism. It's silent pessimism. No one would ever know it, because instead of saying it out loud, for those of you that don't say it out loud, you would kind of criticize silently. You have your perspective, but nobody would ever hear about it. All right. And I feel like it's a blessing that the universe withholds what you're not ready for. Because if the universe gave you what you think you're ready for, you would fumble the ball. You would literally drop that shit, and you wouldn't even make it to the 100-yard line. And so your future self knows you better than you know yourself, because you don't have no shit just all out of order. It's all out of order. So it has to get out of order. So now you have to get you out of order so you can, make you like Major Pain. What they said? No, not Major Pain. Forrest Gump. Is it Forrest Gump? Yeah, you gotta be like Bubba with no legs, chugging through the mud or something. You gotta be crawling through the mud with no legs. But you gonna still be alive though, in order for you to get back. Gotta find my way back to you, baby. A lot of y'all, it's the past. You pursue money and career, and you're incapable of loving because something from the past is holding you back. Lieutenant Dan, yes, come through. Dylon, yes, Lieutenant Dan. All right. Damn. So that's what I have for you, Pile 3. I hope all of these messages helps every last single one of you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Clearing the energy for Pile 3. And if you remember your timestamps after this live stream, you are more than welcome to post it for your fellow Taurians. If you were interested in the candle, it is posted on talktequila.com. All links are listed down below. Personal readings as well. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys. Good night.